Hello children, in this video we are going to learn about the Union Legislature, that is Civics Lesson 11, Class 8 ICSE. The Parliament or the Union Legislature consists of the President and the two houses. The two houses are Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the House of People and the Rajya Sabha is the Council of States. The Lok Sabha can have the maximum of 552 members. 530 members are elected from the states, 20 members are elected from the union territories. The President nominates 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community. In Rajya Sabha, there are maximum 250 members. Then 230 members represent the states and the union territories. Like Lok Sabha, the seats are allotted to the states and the union territories according to their respective population. The members of the state legislative assemblies elect the members of Rajya Sabha. Apart from these, the President nominates 12 members. These people who have distinguished themselves in the field of art, literature, science and social service. The Vice President is the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha.
The Union Legislature. India is divided into 28 states and 7 territories. These 28 states and 7 union territories are governed by the central government or union government. There is a government at the center is called central or the union government. For each state there is a government called state government. The constitution has divided the powers and functions of the government into these organs or branches. Legislature makes laws. Executive enforces laws. Judiciary interprets laws. At the center, we have the Union Legislature or the Parliament. At the state level, we have state legislatures. Legislature means who makes laws, a body of persons given the responsibility and power to make laws for a country or state. The legislative powers have been distributed between the Union and the states. Union list. The Union Legislature has the exclusive power of legislation over these subjects such as defense, foreign affairs, posts and telegraphs, banking, currency, telephones and so on. These are under the control of central government. State list. The state legislatures have the exclusive power of legislation over these subjects such as public order and police, water supplies and irrigation, public health, agriculture and so on under the control of state government. Concurrent list. Both the union and the state legislatures have the power of legislation over these subjects such as economics and social planning, education, welfare of labor, electricity, newspaper and so on. Union and state take care of these subjects. The Parliament. The Parliament consists of the President and two houses, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. The Constitution of India is the document that establishes the political values, that is, the powers of government and the rights of the citizens of the country. Indian Constitution is following democracy form of government. The President is the integral part of the Parliament. Even though the President never sits in the Parliament, without the signature of the President, no bill passed by the Parliament can become a law. Of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, the members are elected for a term of 5 years. If the ruling party loses its majority, the President can dissolve the Lok Sabha before its term is over. In case of an emergency, the term of the Lok Sabha can be extended for 1 year. In the Rajya Sabha, each member is elected for a term of 6 years. 1/3 of the members retire every second year and are replaced by new members. Eligibility for candidates in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha, the members should be citizens of India. They must be 25 years of age or above. People who are in government service or those who are insolvent or mentally unsound are not eligible. A candidate cannot be member of the Rajya Sabha or any other legislator at the same time. The Rajya Sabha. The members should be citizens of India. They must be 30 years of age or above. People who are insolvent or mentally unsound are not eligible. The Speaker. The Speaker is the presiding officer in the Lok Sabha. The members of the Lok Sabha elect the presiding officer or the Speaker from among themselves. All members have to take an oath of loyalty to the Indian Constitution in the presence of the Speaker. The Speaker supervises the proceedings of the Lok Sabha and maintains order and discipline in the House. Parliament. The main function of the Parliament is to make laws. The Parliament is the highest law-making body in our country. It can introduce new laws as well as change the old ones. Every law must have the sanction of the Parliament. A law is first introduced in the form of a bill. A bill is the draft of a proposed law. Draft is a rough plan of the document. A bill comes on act only when the Parliament, both the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, passes it, and the same is signed by the President of India. The bill can be broadly categorized as ordinary bills, money bills, and constitutional amendments. Ordinary bills. Ordinary bills are draft proposals for ordinary laws made by the legislative body. It can be introduced in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Money bills. Money bills are those that contain provisions dealing only with matters related to tax, regulation or borrowing of money by the government, the payment into or withdrawal from the emergency fund and so on. This bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. Constitution Amendment Bills. A Constitution Amendment Bill is a bill to amend the Constitution. It can be introduced in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Financial Control. The Parliament controls the finances of the government. The government presents the budget before the Parliament every year. Budget is the government's annual statement of a country's income and how it will be spent. The Parliament has the right to suggest changes. The Lok Sabha has the power to reject the budget completely. Control over the executive. The Parliament keeps check on the ministers and their work. Members of Parliament have the right to question the ministers about the policies of the government. The ministers are responsible and answerable to the Parliament, more specifically to the Lok Sabha. If the ministers fail to give a satisfactory response to the questions, then the Lok Sabha may pass a vote of no confidence against the ministers. If the Lok Sabha pass a vote of no confidence, the ruling government has to resign. Vote of no confidence means if the members of the legislature no longer support a leader. Judicial function. The Parliament has the power to remove the President and the Vice President of India from their offices, as well as judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts if they violate the Constitution or misuse their authority. This is done through the process called impeachment. Impeachment is a charge of misconduct made against the holder of a public office. Constituent functions. The Parliament can amend or repeal any provisions of the constitution. That is, the parliament has the right to make minor changes or take it back according to the constitutions. It can make amendments to the constitution by a simple majority, that is, a majority of more than 50% of the members present and voting. For certain amendments, however, a 2/3 majority is required. International treaties, trade agreements, and declarations of war also need the approval of the Parliament. An organ of information. The Parliament acts as an organ of information. Members of Parliament can ask for any information except those which may compromise the security of the country. Thus, the Parliament is not just a law-making body, it has numerous other responsibilities. Most importantly, it keeps a check on the government and ensures the welfare of the people. Here ends this chapter. Meet you in my next video. Bye.